Hi Blades, so Derby at home today. Not too much to talk about since the cup result against Southampton and its total focus on the league from now on. Lineup wise, it was back to what we're pretty used to. Olsen in net, Davies and Egan as centre halves, Baldock and Norton Davies out wide as fullbacks, Fleck and Norwood holding midfielders, along with Osborne, Ndiaye and 𝐍𝐸𝐷𝐍𝐸𝐿 with Sharp up front. It wasn't the best half, to be honest, of football. There weren't too many clear chances for us or Derby, really. Probably the best one of the half came from when Baldock put Sharp through with a high ball over the top. On another day, to smash that into the corner low, like we've seen tens and times before. But unfortunately, he just put it over this time. There was a few chances. I think Sharp had another header, which he put wide from another Baldock ball, actually. Derby had a really, really good opportunity. I think it was from a corner. It kind of dropped and one hit it and it was cleared off the line, and Olsen did well to punch it away after that. We had a good half, some good spells of possession, some nice movements. Ben Davies looking the player that we all hoped he would be, good distribution, very calm and composed at the back. Good partnership with Egan, it looked. So that was really good from us. Norton Davies did some really good runs to the byline. Unfortunately, none of the crosses really came off, but it's a good sign. It's going to be good competition between him and Ender when Ender is fully fit, for sure. There was a little tussle between both the Bulldogs, actually, earlier on in the first half. I think Bulldog got taken out and he had a little bit of a tussle with his brother, which was a bit of brotherly love there, but there we are. So yeah, it wasn't really an action-packed first half. Definitely need to the tactics a bit in the second half, play a bit more quicker, a bit on the ball, and hopefully create a few more chances. But there's positive signs, and fingers crossed, and we can get a result out of this one. Up the Blades.
So no changes for either side in the second half after what I think we can all agree was a relatively pedestrian first half. Blades kicking towards the Kop as they tried to break down Derby County. Game's major flashpoint came about 10-15 minutes into the second half. Derby's keeper Roos rushes off the line to meet Billy Sharp way outside the area. Probably didn't need to be fair. Sharp knocks the ball past him. He clips Billy's shin. Bit of a controversial moment, really, as the ref blows the whistle as he could have played an advantage. Ben Osborne did put the ball in the back of the net, but that was blown dead. Blades were given a free kick. Derby's keeper was shown the red card, and they were down to 10 men for the rest of the match. Now, for all you United fans, 𝐍𝐸𝐷𝐍𝐸𝐿 was playing in this match, but he was not destined to make his return between the sticks, as Derby did have a keeper on the bench because they are not managed by Neil Warnock. So Rafael Morrison makes way from the ensuing free kick. Really comes to nothing as 𝐍𝐸𝐷𝐍 hits the wall, goes out for a corner, which came to nothing. A couple more chances for the Blades. 𝐍𝐸𝐷𝐍 with a really athletic and acrobatic scissors volley kick from outside the area as the result of a corner, did flash wide. Blades' best chance was Iliman Ndiaye with a wide open header on 6 yards that he somehow flashed wide as well. So it was all looking like a disappointing 0-0 draw as the Blades were struggling to break down the 10-man Derby. They did retain a lot of possession and play some good chances, but just couldn't find that elusive goal until, again, another weird 𝐍𝐸𝐷𝐍𝐸𝐿 esque moment. This time Curtis Davies in the air from a Blades cross inexplicably sticks his hand up a la Jags against Wigan on that awful last day of the season, and Blades were given a penalty. Billy Sharp steps up. We know he missed his last one. He was not going to miss his second, and he blasts it down the center of the goal. 1-0 Blades. As we roll into added time, you think, yeah, this is pretty much done and dusted, and we can go home with a win. Well, it's Sheffield United. We don't do anything the easy way, and on what had to have been probably 94 minutes, Lawrence slips Egan, probably a bit too easily, and Egan recovers really nicely to get a partial block in on Lawrence's shot, which goes flying past Robin Olsen and somehow strikes the post, and we all breathe a sigh of relief. If my calculations are correct, that's 10 points out of the last 12 for Blades, as we win 1-0 at home to Derby County. So is this the run now? Are we ready to move up the table? Let's hope so. Until Tuesday, up the Blades.
Hiya, Blades. A good win in the end today. I think we made hard work of it, but we got there, which is what really matters. And continuing a good run, which hopefully, goes on for a bit longer yet. So I'm here with some player ratings for us today. So starting in the net with Olsen, thought he had a solid game. Think he dealt with anything they threw at him pretty well. Had one shaky moment where he spilled one from Lawrence, but for the most part, I thought he was calm, thought he was controlled. Made a couple of decent saves. So I've gone for a 6. Really good for him to get his first clean sheet as well. And hopefully that's the start of something going forwards and we can stop silly mistakes at the back, keep a few more clean sheets in the next few weeks. Onto the defence, and with Baldock, thought Baldock was great today. I've gone for a 7. I think he had a really good game. I don't think he was pushed too much defensively, but everything he did, he handled really well. And going forwards, he was such a good option today. He was getting down that wing, he was getting the ball in the box. Now, it's frustrating that his delivery isn't always what we want, and he's not always creating chances. But today, he has created at least 2 really good chances for Billy. I think he's got the ball in for the penalty. So yeah, just much improvement today, particularly going forwards. And I thought he had a really good game. So 7 for Baldock. In the middle, next to him, Egan, I've gone for a 6. I think he handled it pretty well. I don't think we were pushed too much, particularly obviously second half. You've got, I think it's 35, 40 minutes against 10 men, and they were sitting back, sitting deep, and we've not really been pushed too far. At the end, when we needed him, he makes a decent half block that knocks it onto the post, which is just great to see. So I've gone for a 6 for Egan. Next to him, Davis. Now, Davis, I've gone for a 7. Thought he was the standout of that centre-back partnership today. I think he handled himself well. Thought he was calm, controlled on the ball. And I just think he looks like a really good addition. It's great to see him back from his injury. And hopefully he can cement that place now in our team. And we can be settled at the back going forwards. Next to them, Norrington Davis. I've gone for a 5. Don't think it was his best game today. I think in the first half he was a little bit sloppy. He had his moments. And going forward, I just didn't think he was really offering enough today. Compared to Baldock on the other side, you could tell that the left was a little bit weaker for us. When he has got down there, his delivery has been quite poor. I think he was over-hitting him or under-hitting him. He just never quite got it right. Just didn't feel like it was his game today. I think long-term with Stevens coming back now and, you know, he's played quite well. He did well midweek and he's come on today and had a decent little cameo. I think he probably does make that position his own again when he comes back into the side. In front of them, the midfield. So John Fleck, I've gone for a 6. I think he's been in great form recently, and I think he kind of continued that today. I think it was a little bit of a step back from his last couple of performances, but still good from him, still helping us control that midfield, and still really helping to drive us forwards when we needed him to and keep us ticking over. Norwood next to him, I thought this was Norwood's best game of the season. I've given him a 7, and I think that's because he was instrumental in us trying to break down this Derby defence. He went off after an hour, which I was questioning at the time, because I just thought in the middle he was getting the ball and spraying it out to either wing, which really created overloads for us, created chances for us, and it meant that we were moving it a bit quicker because everything had been a little bit slow. So I thought he was excellent today, so a 7 for Norwood. In front of him, so if we start on the right with 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐻, I've gone for a 6. Thought it wasn't his best game today. I think he struggled to get involved in the game, struggled to really impose himself and get as creative as he can be. Maybe that's Derby did a job on him. And it's possible because they defensively were very good, I thought, today. But it just wasn't a standout performance. He did have his moments, though, where, you know, you see him get the ball and you think, oh, we've got a player here. And that's a little flick through, a little chance created. And it's just great to have a player like that even on an off day still looks like he's offering something for you. So hopefully we'll see more from him than we did today. But still, you know, a positive sign that even on a bad day, he does still look good. Next to him, Njai in the middle. Thought this was his poorest game as well today. I think up against 2 big centre-halves in Davis and Jagielka, they just schooled him. I think he struggled to really impose himself on the game. First half, he was quiet, really struggling. Second half, he came into it a little bit. He had a couple of decent half chances. One header that I thought he definitely should have done better with. I'm not saying he should have scored, but he should have done better than he did. So I've gone for a 5 today, but he's young, you know, he's such a talent, and hopefully we're going to see more from him in the coming weeks. We've just got to be patient. It's going to have days like today. All young lads are. And it's still a really positive sign, I think, that he's going to be good, that he's still managed to create chances and still got a little bit of something about him today, even on a poor performance. On the left, Osborne, I've gone for a 6. Like I've said, I think our left side did struggle generally today. I think in terms of getting balls in the box, they weren't delivering at high quality. But Osborne offers so much with his energy, and he really does give us something different that we notice he's missing if he isn't going to be on that left side. So 6 today, and hopefully, you know, he stays in the team, because I think he's got a lot to offer us down that side with his energy. And then up front, the main man, Billy Sharp. He just scores goals. Obviously a penalty today, but also he's got the keeper sent off. He's had another couple of decent chances. Gone for a 7. I think he deserved his goal, and I think he definitely deserved giving it back to the Derby fans because, well, what can you say about them? So a 7 for Billy and a match-winning performance. Can't complain at that. In terms of the subs, so we had McBurney come on. So McBurney came on for Norwood. We changed shape a little bit. That I don't think necessarily helped us. But I thought, his aerial presence is probably what gets us the penalty. I think he's in there, he's challenging with Davis, challenging with _𝐍𝐸𝐿𝐾𝐝, and he's forcing a sloppy mistake from them, which didn't look like coming because they had been brilliant. So I've gone a 6 for McBurney. Don't think he was massively impactful on the game, but just maybe at the end, it's him that's forcing a mistake. In terms of the other subs, we had Stevens come on for Norrington Davis. I think Norrington Davis had struggled and Stevens did offer a little bit more security. He wasn't on very long, so hard to make a lasting impression, but I am looking forward to seeing more of him and glad that he's back. And then Hourihan was the last one. Now, I think that Slav had made a mistake taking Norwood off and changing the shape. I think that took something away from us. Bringing Hourihan on meant that we could revert to where we'd been playing before, and we had that player again in the middle, playing the wings, playing to the other wing. And that was something we desperately needed today. I think moving the ball quickly like that made a difference, and Hourihan made that difference when he came on, just as Norwood had done in the game. Giving him a 6 because he wasn't on long, but I thought it was a good cameo from him today. In terms of Slav, I've gone for a 7. I think, obviously, I've mentioned that I thought he made a mistake with his first sub. I think it did take away from us. But ultimately, he's recognised that, he's corrected it, and he's brought Hourihan on to, again, make the difference. I think that's something that you've got to take heart from. I think it's the sign of a good manager. He tried to affect the game, and when it wasn't working, he tried again, even if it was reverting back to where we'd been before. I think that's a really positive sign. It's something we want to see more from Slav. And I think, yeah, really positive. I'm happy today. Hopefully, we're in a good run of form. We can keep that going. And on Tuesday night, let's go to Borough. Let's win there.
So, Blades, positives and negatives out of that last gasp 1-0 win against Derby County. The positives have to be kept going. After the red card, the Blades just kept going, piling forward, never gave up, just kept at it. At times, it would have been a 1-0 defeat. We've seen it happen so many times, but it's nice to come on the right end of it. It's great to see Billy Sharp took away the penalty after missing last week's penalty. And a big positive, 2 points gained after 2 points lost against Preston. Negatives, I haven't got too many negatives. I mean, they've gone forward, they've tried, they've really given it a good go. Was it a little bit flat in the first half? Maybe so. Did they look a bit susceptible to possibly conceding? I don't know, but it looked like a steady Blades performance. So I'm pretty pleased with that overall. It's good to see the fighting spirit back at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. Another big positive, 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐿𝐼. The team I thought that he put out was great. I thought it was a really good side. Could you add Hourihan instead of Norwood? Possibly so. But overall, an excellent team selection. And he's really seemed to have found his 11 and where he wants to go with things. Substitutions made at the right time. Not afraid to mix it. Not afraid to change it up. Overall, at 0-0, were we going to win the game? The red card definitely changed it. Seen red cards, seen yellow cards for that incident, but it's nice to come on the right side of it. But overall, it's a big positive for me. We're on a run, we're on a roll. It's 10 points from 12 in the league, and that arguably could have been 12 from 12. On to Middlesbrough now on Tuesday night. Away we go, Blades. This is the start of the promotion bandwagon. I don't want to speak too soon, but the tide has turned. 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸
points, 5 unbeaten now. So where do we go from here? I honestly just think that we need to carry on in doing exactly what we're doing. We're looking much more comfortable. We look like we're communicating a lot better. You can see just that communication and the way that we're working together is making the game flow so much better. We're finding that sort of rhythm that we're getting into now, and I think that we just need to build on it and keep on going. We've seen you know, a lot more attacking going forward, being aggressive. We need to carry on with that, just keeping the pressure on. At times today we did slow down a bit, and I think that allowed you know, a 10-man derby to suss us out a little bit. We were giving them too much time to figure out what it is that we were doing, and they were able to react and position themselves accordingly. Whereas if we sort of kept that pressure and pace, then perhaps we could have ended up bagging a couple more than we did. But no complaints here. You know, it's just good to be back to winning ways, and like I say, I just think that we need to carry on doing that, carrying it on into the next few matches that we've got, and pick up more points. From there, we've got the competition back for the shirt. We've got people back for injury. Davies has been brilliant today. Obviously we've got Ender and Reece sort of battling for that position there. So it's good. It's good to see the fight in the team and the desire to make the starting 11, to keep the shirt. And the way that Slav is that nobody's just going to walk into that starting 11 week in, week out. They need to prove themselves, and I think it's showing, and I think it's lifting the team just up to that next level, which is bringing the results that we've got. So yeah, for me, carry on doing what we're doing and keep on reaping them points and wins.